Welcome. Tonight, you are invited on a journey, not through the bustling streets of history, but into a quiet imagining. Close your eyes and let your breath fall gently. Picture a world where human footsteps never touched the soil, where no voices echoed across valleys, and where the earth moved only to the rhythm of wind, water, and time itself. You are here to drift with me through ages and places that might have been. If humans had never walked the earth, imagine yourself drifting far back in time, so far back that the world is almost unrecognizable. The earth is young, and it has not yet carried the weight of human footsteps. The sky is heavy with rolling clouds, dark with volcanic smoke. Beneath them, oceans stretch wide and endless, steaming with heat, whispering softly against barren shores. You breathe slowly, picturing the air filled with the scent of minerals and salt. There are no houses, no fires, no voices, only the low rumble of volcanoes, the crash of waves, and the steady pulse of the earth itself. Close your eyes a little tighter and imagine the very first dawn. The sun rises, a pale light pushing gently through mist and smoke. It touches the water, turning it silver and then gold. It paints the edges of the horizon with a soft glow. And yet there is no one to see it, no eyes to witness, no hands to reach toward the light. The world simply wakes, quietly, patiently. You can feel the slowness of time here. There are no clocks, no footsteps, no hurried moments, only the steady rhythm of the planet breathing. The oceans shift, carrying tiny beginnings of life microbes, algae, small and unseen. They float quietly in the warm seas, gently dividing, growing, and changing. This is the beginning of life's story. But it is not a story that will ever lead to you. It is a story that belongs to them, alone, silent, endless, undisturbed. Now, imagine the land. Volcanoes shape the surface, spilling fire and ash. But slowly, ever so slowly, the land cools. Mountains rise, then wear away under wind and rain. Rivers cut new paths through stone, carrying minerals to the sea. The air thickens with oxygen, not because of human industry, but because of plants. Tiny green algae in the water, breathing, creating balance. You picture a forest millions of years later. But it is not the forest, you know. There are no footsteps on the soil, no tools against the bark, only towering ferns, rising like pillars into the mist. Their leaves spread wide, catching the sun. Giant dragonflies drift lazily through the air, their wings glinting. The silence is alive with the sound of creatures that do not know fear of people. Breathe slowly with me now. The world is so still. The air is thick with birdsong and the rustle of unseen animals. No voices interrupt it. No hands disturb it. The earth belongs entirely to itself. Stay with this image. The first dawn without humanity. The first forests. The first birdsong. The first gentle winds whispering through untouched leaves. You are floating in a world where no one has ever been and no one ever will. It is quiet, safe, and endless. And as you drift deeper into this imagining, you can feel yourself growing lighter. The noise of the present fades away. There is only this, a planet alive, peaceful, and whole, without us. Now, allow your mind to move gently forward in time. The earth has shifted through ages of ice and warmth. The seas have risen and fallen. Continents have drifted like slow ships across the waters. And in this world, without humans, the land is ruled by creatures of size and power. You picture a wide, frozen plain, the snow stretching endlessly beneath a pale sun. The air is cold, and each breath you imagine leaves a cloud of frost. Across the horizon, a herd of woolly mammoths moves slowly, their shaggy coats swaying with each step. They move together, mothers and calves side by side, their curved tusks catching the light like ivory crescents. The ground trembles softly beneath their weight, yet there are no hunters, no spears, no voices shouting, only the sound of crunching snow and the distant call of the wind. Let your thoughts linger here. The silence is deep. You can almost hear the mammoth's heavy breaths as they move, warm against the cold air. Each one leaves wide tracks behind, but these tracks will fade with the next snow. Nothing pursues them. They live and they move, and they vanish into the white distance. Now, imagine the shadows nearby. In tall grasses, frozen stiff with frost, a saber-toothed cow waits. Its body is low to the ground, powerful muscles coiled in stillness. Its eyes shine with golden patience, and its great fangs glint pale against the dim light. It waits, not for a human, for there are none, but for prey born of nature alone. When it leaps, it does so without fear of traps, or fire, or walls. Its life is balanced against the life of others. A cycle, pure, unbroken. Close your eyes a little more deeply. Listen to the quiet picture. The tundra is vast, stretching endlessly beyond your sight. The snow shimmers faintly as the sun dips lower, casting soft pinks and golds across the horizon. Somewhere far away, a woolly rhinoceros moves with careful strength, its breath steaming like smoke in the dusk. Its horn cuts through the icy air, but no hands ever carve it away. It grows, it fades, it lives and dies in a world untouched by people. And now, let yourself drift further still. The ice ages come and the ice ages go. Glaciers advance and retreat like slow tides of frozen time. Each one reshapes the land, carving valleys, grinding mountains, leaving behind stones polished, smooth. The mammoths wander still, the saber-toothed cats prowl, the great beasts rise. And in this world, without humans, they continue their reign for thousands of years, longer than they ever did in our own. The silence of this age is vast, but not empty. It is filled with breath, with movement, with life. The creatures live as they are, unchallenged, uninterrupted, and you, resting quietly, are the only witness in this imagining. So breathe slowly with me, in and out. Feel the cold wind pass across your mind, yet know it cannot chill you here. This is a place of peace, even in its frozen stillness. A place of balance, where every step, every breath belongs to the beasts of the earth. Let your thoughts wander now, away from the frozen plains and into a world of deep and endless forests. Here, the air is warm, heavy with the scent of earth and rain. The ground is soft with moss, and the canopy above stretches so high that the sky is hidden, glimpsed only in shafts of pale sunlight. Without humans, no axe has ever bitten into this wood. No fire has ever scarred its bark. The trees are free to grow for centuries, some for millennia, their trunks wide, their roots like pillars rising from the soil. Imagine them, towering ferns and conifers, ancient pines and oaks, their crowns meeting far above your head. The forest is alive, yet unbroken, spreading across whole continents in waves of green. Close your eyes a little deeper and listen. You hear the dripping of rainwater from leaf to leaf, the distant call of unseen birds, the scurry of animals in the undergrowth. But there are no footsteps of people, no snapping of branches in haste, no sound of cutting or clearing, only the soft harmony of nature's own voices. Imagine a stream winding its way through this green world. Its water is clear, carrying tiny leaves and smooth pebbles. Beavers build their dams here, shaping the flow of water into calm ponds. Birds weave their nests in high branches, safe and undisturbed. The air shimmers with insects, butterflies, and the hum of bees drifting from flower to flower. And still, the silence is gentle. No human hand plucks the flowers. No smoke rises between the trees. The forest breathes deeply, endlessly, with no end and no interruption. Let your imagination follow a single beam of light as it filters down through the canopy. It touches the moss on the forest floor, bright and soft. You see mushrooms rising there, small and delicate, glowing faintly in the dimness. Fallen logs decay slowly, turning back to soil, feeding the roots of the living. Everywhere, life flows in a circle, unbroken. You pause to picture the animals here. A deer steps quietly into a clearing, its ears flicking at the sound of distant birds. A bear moves heavily through the undergrowth, its paws soft against the earth. Squirrels leap from branch to branch, tails flicking. None of them know fear of people. They live, they play, they wander freely, guided only by instinct and the gentle call of the forest. Now, imagine night falling here. The forest grows darker until the stars show faintly through the canopy. The sound of crickets rises, joined by the soft hoot of an owl. Somewhere in the distance, wolves call to one another, their voices carrying far in the stillness. But there is no village fire nearby, no echo of human song, only the pure chorus of the night. Breathe slowly, feel the quiet of this world, endless and calm. Forests without fire, forests without axes, forests untouched by us, stretching forever, carrying the same gentle song of life. And as you rest in this image, you realize this is a peace that the earth has always known, a peace it would continue to know if no human footsteps ever walked these woods. And now allow yourself to drift slowly, gently, away from the green stillness of the forests and toward the sound of water. You hear it before you see it, a deep, rhythmic pulse, the slow crash of waves against unseen shores. The ocean stretches endlessly, shimmering beneath the light of the sun. It breathes with the world itself, steady, eternal. Imagine standing at its edge. The tide moves in, then draws away again, leaving lines of foam that trace the sand. But there are no footprints here, no nets, no sails, no boats rocking gently on the waves. Only the pure motion of water, untouched and unbroken. Let your mind wander beneath the surface. The light filters down in silver beams, dancing softly across the backs of fish. Vast schools move together, clouds of silver and blue, turning as one body, like breath itself, flowing through the sea. Farther still, whales sing. Their voices are deep and low, traveling for miles through the water. Without ships, their songs carry unhindered, echoing across oceans in a haunting harmony. They move with calm grace, their immense bodies gliding in silence, free of harpoons, free of noise, their lives unfolding in balance with the tides. Imagine coral reefs now. They glow with color, delicate, branching shapes that rise like underwater palaces. Fish dart between them, flashes of orange, yellow, and blue. Sea turtles drift lazily, their flippers moving with slow, steady rhythm. And without anchors dragging, without pollution spilling, these reefs grow brighter, larger, alive in their full, undisturbed beauty, drift even deeper. The light fades and the water grows dark. Strange, glowing creatures move in the depths, lanterns of their own light shining faintly in the black sea. They pulse and shimmer as if the ocean itself were breathing light in secret places. No submarine, no light from above disturbs this mystery. It belongs to the deep alone. Now return to the surface. Picture the moon rising over a vast horizon of waves. The water glitters silver beneath its light, each ripple catching a touch of brightness. There are no ports, no harbors, no distant lights, only ocean, stretching on forever beneath a sky filled with stars. You breathe slowly now, as though you too were carried on these tides. The ocean is vast. The ocean is patient, without nets, without sails, without us. It is a world entire, a world of endless rhythm, a lullaby written in water and time. Stay with this thought, the ocean, calm and eternal, unbroken, unclaimed, a song of waves that has always been and will always be. Lift your eyes now, slowly, and let your imagination rise into the open air. The sky spreads wide above you, a vast dome of blue, clear and endless. There is no haze here, no smoke curling from chimneys, no trails of engines crossing the heavens, only air, pure and untouched, moving with the rhythm of wind and weather. Imagine a morning sky. The sun climbs softly, painting the horizon in pink and gold. Birds lift their wings, rising into the light. Flocks turn and twist together, their movements smooth as waves, flowing across the sky in quiet unison. There are no airplanes to interrupt them, no buildings to block their flight, only air currents and the wide open space of freedom. Breathe slowly with me. Picture a meadow below, the grass swaying in gentle breezes. Insects rise and drift. Butterflies with delicate wings, bees humming lazily in the sun. Their paths are soft, carrying pollen from flower to flower. Without pesticides, without human hands, the skies hum with life, a gentle orchestra of wings. Now, allow your mind to drift into the afternoon. The air grows warm, clouds forming slowly, billowing white against the deepening blue. They drift without pattern, their shadows painting the land below. No smoke mingles with them, no gray haze dims their shapes. They are whole, clouds, as they were always meant to be, free and unbroken. As evening falls, imagine the sun setting low. The colors spill across the horizon, oranges, reds, and purples, layered like soft fabrics in the sky. Birds call to one another as they return to their nests. The first stars appear, faint points of light in the growing twilight. And then night. The air cools, still and calm. Above you, the sky is black velvet, dusted with countless stars. The Milky Way stretches across it in silver rivers, each point sharp and clear. Without lamps, without cities, there is nothing to dim the heavens. Every constellation shines, as it once did, when the world belonged only to itself. Breathe deeply. Feel the calm of this sky. It holds no smoke, no noise, no rush. It is a sky of balance and silence, a sky of peace. And as you drift with it, you realize the earth above is as alive as the earth below. The air carries not only wings, but dreams. And here, in this untouched world, those dreams are endless. Close your eyes and picture the world not ruled by humans. No cities rise, no kings or nations appear. Instead, other masters take their place. Masters not of stone and iron, but of patience, instinct, and harmony. The forests grow thick and endless. Ancient trees, taller than towers, spread their branches across the sky. Beneath them, the ground is alive with rustling steps. Deer move in silence, their hooves gentle on the moss. Wolves prowl, but not in hunger alone. They hunt to live, and nothing more. There are no traps, no trophies, no waste. Every creature knows its role. Every life has meaning. Now imagine the rivers. Without dams, they run free. They carve their own paths, winding through valleys and plains, carrying salmon upstream, feeding bears that wait at the falls. The water knows no walls, no restrictions. It flows with the rhythm of the earth itself. Lift your mind higher still. Imagine the skies filled with wings. Eagles circle the peaks, their shadows sliding across the cliffs. Owls glide silently through twilight forests, their eyes bright and unblinking. These are the watchers of the wild, the balance keepers, the quiet masters, and in the seas, another order reigns. Whales rise from the depths, their breath spraying silver mist into the air. Schools of fish twist together in shimmering spirals, a dance as old as time. Sharks glide with steady grace, never cruel, only certain. Each creature knows its place, as if the world is a single vast orchestra, and every note is in tune. Even the smallest beings hold power here. Bees hum among blossoms, carrying life in the pollen they spread. Ants build silent cities beneath the soil, strong and ordered, hidden from the eyes above. Every insect, every bird, every beast, they are the masters now. Notice how calm it feels. This world without human hands is not empty. It is full of rhythm, full of cycles, full of harmony. Here, nothing rules alone. The forest, the river, the mountain, the sea, they share their rule. They rise together. The earth belongs to all of them, and to none of them. Let your breathing match their pace, slow, steady, endless, as if you too are part of this quiet kingdom. In the stillness, you may realize something gentle. The world does not need us to survive. It has its own masters, its own order, its own voice, and it speaks without words. It speaks in rivers, in wind, in song. In silence, drift with it now. Feel the balance. The earth breathes, and you, too, breathe with it. Close your eyes again, and imagine yourself deep within a forest untouched by human hands. The air is thick with the scent of pine, of earth, of leaves slowly breaking down into life again. You hear no footsteps but your own breath, no voices but the steady rhythm of nature. Everywhere there is sound, but not the noise of cities, not the hum of machines. Instead, it is the language of the forest. Listen closely. The whisper of leaves moving against each other, the creak of ancient trunks swaying with the wind, the distant call of a bird that only the forest knows. Even the silence here has texture, a kind of living stillness, like the pause between heartbeats. The forest is more than trees. It is a vast web, threads of root and branch, woven together across time. Beneath the soil, roots touch and share. Trees speak in slow exchanges, trading strength, warning of storms, sending nourishment to those in need. The forest is not many lives, but one life, breathing together. The ground is soft underfoot. Moss spreads like a green carpet, thick and cool, a cushion for wandering animals. Ferns uncurl slowly, stretching their delicate fronds into the filtered light. Tiny mushrooms glow faintly in shaded corners, their spores drifting upward like quiet sparks. As dusk falls, the forest deepens in color. The greens turn darker, the trunks stand like black pillars. Fireflies appear, their small lights flickering in and out of the twilight. Each one is a spark of life, blinking like a star on earth. You follow them with your eyes, and for a moment, the forest feels endless, timeless, like a dream you never have to leave. The whisper grows softer now. It is in the rustle of wings, as an owl rises silently into the night. It is in the splash of a stream, hidden among roots, its water cool and clear, polishing stones that have lain there for centuries. And as you breathe, slow and calm, you realize that the forest is breathing with you. Each inhale draws in the scent of moss, the freshness of pine, the sweetness of wildflowers. Each exhale drifts upward, carried into the branches above. You are no longer outside of it. You are part of its rhythm. The forest asks for nothing. It does not rush. It waits. It simply grows, quietly, patiently, as it always has. Let yourself drift into that patience, into that whisper, into that calm. The forest will hold you. The forest will remember you. And the forest will keep breathing long after you have fallen into sleep. Imagine, now, the vast oceans of earth stretching farther than your eyes can follow. Without harbors, without ships, without any trace of human hands, the seas are endless, untouched, whole. The horizon curves gently, a line where the deep blue meets the pale sky. Clouds drift slowly above, their reflections painting silver across the surface of the water. There are no sails, no engines, no noise, only the slow, steady breathing of the waves. Beneath the surface, life moves in rhythms both quiet and immense. Great whales glide through the depths, their songs carrying across miles of open water. Each note rises and falls, low and ancient, as if the ocean itself is speaking in music. Dolphins leap playfully through the surf, their arcs perfect against the fading light. Schools of fish move together as one, their scales flashing like mirrors, a living tide beneath the waves. Imagine the coral reefs, without anchors to break them, without nets to tear them, they grow in impossible colors. Branching corals rise like underwater forests. Bright fish drift between them, like sparks of firelight glowing in silence. Even the smallest creature here, a crab, a seahorse, a drifting jellyfish, plays its part in the great design. And listen to the gentle hush of waves against unseen shores. Even when no one hears it, the ocean whispers. Its voice is steady, its rhythm eternal. At night, the sea becomes a mirror. The stars above are scattered across the water, each one doubled, a sky reflected below. Some nights, the water glows, tiny plankton spark with light. Whenever a wave breaks or a fish swims by, the ocean glimmers like a field of stars, as though the universe has fallen into its depths. The sea carries no map now, no border, no claim. It belongs only to itself. Currents flow in patient circles, bringing warmth, bringing life, linking every ocean together. It is one body, endless, restless, forever whole, as you drift with it in thought. You may feel yourself floating too, held gently by the slow rise and fall of the water. The ocean does not ask you to move quickly. It does not demand. It carries you steadily, softly, like a cradle rocking in the dark. Breathe with it now. The tide flows in, the tide flows out, and the world keeps breathing with the sea. Now, let us return to the question at the heart of our journey. What would the world be without us? You have wandered through forests where roots and branches whisper. You have drifted with the seas where whales sing and stars are reflected twice. You have seen mountains, unchallenged, holding their silence for eternity. And you have watched the balance of creatures, living without need for walls or crowns. A world without people is not a silent world. It is alive. It breathes. It grows. It continues, as it always has, as it always will. Without roads, the grass returns. Without houses, the vines climb, stones crack, and trees push skyward once again. Without cities, the rivers flow free, spreading into their old courses, finding the shapes they once knew. The earth would not stop. It would not fade. It would keep circling the sun, season after season, life rising, life falling, a rhythm older than memory. Yet, as you reflect, you may also realize something gentle. Humans are not apart from this world. We are of it. We come from the same soil, drink the same water, breathe the same air. The silence we imagined is also within us. The patience of trees, the flow of rivers, the steady breath of the sea. All of these live in us, too. Perhaps, then, the question is not only what the world would be without us, but what we might become if we learned again to listen, if we moved more slowly, if we stepped more gently, if we remembered that the earth is not ours to own, but ours to share. And so, as the journey closes, you are left in a place both ancient and eternal, a place where forests, mountains, rivers, and seas continue their quiet work, a place where balance is possible, a place where the world waits, not for us to vanish, but for us to remember. Let that thought rest with you now, soft, simple, like the hush of a night breeze through the trees. Let it lull you into stillness, into quiet, into rest. The world continues, whether with us or without us, and tonight it holds you gently as you drift deeper into sleep.